Butlers often lie in order to protect their employers, and Pembroke had done just that. Jessica wasn't with him in the drawing room. She admitted to me that she'd followed Derek up to his room and that the two of them had had an argument about Cousin Sissy.
A transparent little gold digger.
Do you know anything about her background?
Not much. Well, she's not well bred. You can tell from the bone structure.
Jessie had told her brother that she would not stand by and watch him give the heirloom necklace to a girl with poor bone structure. And then she left. The time was 8:40, and Jessica went down the hall to her own bedroom. Next on the list was Austin Bueller, business manager. I couldn't get a motive out of him personally, so I pumped him for information about the others. Is Sissy Loper really a gold digger?
Certainly she is.
How do you know?
Example, one day last week I walked into Derek's bedroom to retrieve some business papers, and I found Sissy there. She had managed to unlock Derek's bottom drawer and was prancing around in front of the mirror wearing a diamond necklace. She stammered and said that she found it lying on top of the desk, but she was up to no good. She might have even stolen it if I had not walked in on her.
I also asked about Tom Reardon, Derek's brother. Tom had visited the victim at about 8:50 that evening. He stayed for 5 minutes and then went down to the library, according to Austin. He was sitting there with Austin when the shot rang out at 9 sharp. I made a deal with Pembroke. He wouldn't lie to me anymore, and I wouldn't punch him in the face. He told me that Derek was definitely planning to change his will, but at the time the millionaire bit the dust, his heirs were still Elisa Reardon, Doc Moorfield, and the Morris County Animal Shelter.
Personally, sir, I was surprised when he was shot. I would have put my money on poison.
Poison?
At dinner, Mrs. Reardon insisted on pouring Mr. Reardon's wine. She made a point of doing it. Made me think of poison right away.
According to Pembroke, the others at the table had also noticed Elisa's odd behavior. Was there anything I should know about Tom Reardon? Only that he and Elisa were having an affair. She'd asked Derek for a divorce, but he refused. I've heard so much backstairs gossip in my day that I asked Pembroke if this was reliable at all. He seemed to resent the question. The victim's brother and the merry widow. Nice couple. They made no bones about their affair. They admitted it was one hell of a motive, but they denied doing it. I asked Tom what happened when he went up to see Derek at 8:50. Tom said Derek was at his desk. He asked him again about giving Elisa a divorce. The answer was a big fat no. I was wondering if Tom realized that he was the last person to see his brother alive, and he was. And what about Elisa? Where was Elisa while her husband was busy being shot? Well, she said she was in the drawing room with the butler. It was Cousin Sissy who gave me more info about the two lovebirds and some of the things they did together.
They sit in the library all the time and talk.
About what?
Beats me. Whenever I pass by, they shut up.
I've heard a lot about you, Cecily.
Sissy.
Sissy.
And don't you believe it? They're all just jealous.
What's this I hear about a necklace?
Yeah, I'm gonna sue him, too. $250,000 it's worth, and he promised it to me.
Where were you last night?
Free and clear. I went up to get my sweater, then went out for a walk. Only came back when I heard the shot.
I called my assistant, Maxine Blair, on the outside chance she had more news, and she did. It seems that Sissy Loper has been a busy girl. 2 stints in reform school, arrested for prostitution, grand theft.
I imagine she's doing her best to keep this a secret. I know I would.
Mr. Cavanaugh, I've made a disturbing discovery. My black bag is missing.
Well, when did you last see it, pal?
Last night, I gave Derek his vitamin shot. I left it on the hall table. I assumed Pembroke must have put it away, but he says he didn't.
A stolen black bag. Does that mean that the murderer stole the bag? There are plenty of things in a doctor's bag that can be used for murder, but I didn't see how any of them applied in this case. My first thought was that the doctor just mislaid it. You know, people sometimes get jumpy when it comes to murder. You know something? You got a slight German accent there, pal.
Observant? Is that a crime?
The people were jumpy, all right. I even tried to calm them down by suggesting it might have been suicide, but they weren't happy, and neither was I.